Superman and Lois Season 4, Episode 6, now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the newest episode of Superman and Lois is now out for you guys to go and check out. And oh my word. This episode was really freaking good. So freaking good, man. I mean, the tease at the end is just gonna be like, got me as a fan of Superman and a fan of Lex Luthor and their conflict and everything about the comics and that has got me so freaking hyped with that tease at the end of that one line that they give where she's like, you're gonna need a killer suit. I was just like, yo, we're doing it. We're actually gonna do it in Superman and Lois is gonna be the first live action that's actually gonna give us this. Are you kidding me? I am so freaking excited for that. But this episode showcases you where Lex is now. After last week's episode where he said, basically, I can't give up my revenge to be in my daughter's life. We see the opening of him ripping everything down, burning all the letters that his daughter gave him, burning the picture. This man now, at first, you're thinking last week, you're like, okay, Lex is a broken character. He's someone that's had a traumatic experience as a child, had it really rough, finally made it here, then, had a rough marriage and that. The only good thing was his daughter, and then obviously got put away in jail, and now he's just so hell-bent on revenge and rage that nothing can go past it. So here we have Lex, who we all thought was broken, now just throws everything away, and he is, I'm going to do anything and everything I can in my power to make the outcome I want happen. And like he said, in this episode where he says to his assistant there, where he's like, getting back in my daughter's life was what got me through prison, but the other thing was your loyalty. So we know that now Lex has lost his main goal, his main drive to succeed was his daughter. Once that goes, this man now feels like he has nothing left to lose. He has one focus, one goal, and that is pure revenge on Lois Lane and her family and Superman. That's all he wants. That's all he cares about, and he is going to do everything he can in his power. We have him going to buy this property because he wants to move his headquarters to Smallville. And this episode, they talk the lady out of it. And obviously, we have Lana, who takes Clark with her to go and talk to the lady about not doing this. And this is where Clark obviously gets the hint that, oh, she knows that I'm Superman. So, because she says, for what you've given up, I'm sure I can give up this money for it. And so when they go to talk to the lawyers, we see them talking to the lawyers and saying the deal's off. Lex comes in and he's like, no, let me change your mind. I'm going to change your heart right now. And he's sitting there and then he offers her $10 million. $10 million, man. That's a lot of money for a farm. And so she's sitting there and she's like, how do you turn that down? So she turns, this is what I love about the show. So she turns to the other people in the bar because Lex offers everyone $10 million in there. He says, I will give you $10 million for the farm and $10 million for everyone in this bar. And they say to her, he really wants this. That doesn't feel right. And you just see the town come together to oppose Lex Luthor. It was really awesome. I absolutely love that moment. And then, so you have the stuff with Jordan and Jonathan as well. Jonathan is pushing himself way too hard, saving everyone, constantly going, not sleeping and that. And, Clark does say to him, the more you do, the more likely you are to make a mistake. You need to slow down and take it at, one step at a time. You can't just be everywhere at all times. You're going to have to pace yourself here because this is where mistakes creep in. And obviously Clark knows because he's been there. And then we have the stuff with Jonathan, Jordan, who's trying, who wants to be a superhero, but he obviously feels like every time he tries and gets involved, things go wrong. So he's taking a step back and he's trying to find his way in life. And then you have Sarah, who's you know, she doesn't like her job, but she wants a fresh start. She wants to get out there, and she's jealous because, you know, Jordan can do whatever he wants with those powers. He can go anywhere. She can't. And Jordan says, but you can. You can go anywhere you want. Nothing is stopping you. So we have that dynamic going on. And then we get the big thing that happens in this episode where Lex sends one of his guys in to kill Lana. And obviously Sarah saves him. She has a baseball bat underneath her thing, and she comes in and saves him, knocks the guy out while he's strangling her mother. This is where they come over. The Kents come over, and we get this really nice conversation with Sarah and the two boys, and how she's like, you know, saying, oh, man, you know, they almost killed my mother. I'm a bit scared and that. And this is where the boys feel sad because John's like, well, you know, I was so tired. I've been doing so much that I fell asleep and I couldn't even hear your mother scream. And then, you know, Jordan as well is like, well, you know, I should have been here. I should have been listening, but I haven't. I switched it off because I don't want to do that stuff as much anymore because I'm taking the break. So you have the two boys already feeling that pressure of being a superhero, which is what I loved. But then you have the moment with Clark, where Clark has now seen Lex come after his family, killed his father-in-law, and now is going after his friends. This is where we see Superman is no longer there. Superman's not there. This is Clark Kent the dad. This is Clark Kent the friend. This is Clark Kent taking no BS from no one. Man walks out down the street to where Lex is staying and yells at him and says, get your ass out on the street now. And so Lex has this plan where he's like, you're not going to have any powers, flicks on the lights, gets the red lights going, and they go at it. They absolutely start battering each other. And, you know, Lex is not a small person. Man, he is not a small person. So they're going back and forth at it. This is where the two boys and Lois come around, and Clark ends up winning the fight, absolutely just destroys him and tells him to leave, and that's it. The boys are absolutely ecstatic. They're like, yo, man, you went Mortal Kombat on him. Clark Kent for the win. Like, it was just, that was so great. And Clark's like, we need to be ready for anything that Lex is going to throw at us now. So you have all that. I just love seeing Clark Kent unhinged. It just was so, like, we know what Superman's supposed to be the perfect being. He's supposed to be the person that you aspire to be. But even those people have their limits where they can be pushed beyond there. And to see Superman be tested like this, it's refreshing. It's something new. And I'm really, really enjoying it. And Lex is such a great villain to bring this out of him. And I'm just loving the way that Lex is written. I'm loving the way that Superman is written and how their conflict is going. It is brilliant. And then you have the moment at the end where Sarah is going to go abroad to, you know, study. And the boys say to her, well, where are you going to go? And she's like, I don't know, Greeks, maybe Chile. And they're like, well, why don't we go test some places? And she's like, wait, like right now? And then they fly off. So another absolutely banger of an episode. Bring on episode 7. This show is so good, man. I'm so glad I watched this show. I still remember when I was like, I hadn't given this show any time of day because I thought what they did with Superman and Supergirl and all that, I was like, no, I don't want to see this. This show is freaking incredible, man. It's so freaking good. So let me know what you guys think of the new episode of Superman and Lois. Did you guys enjoy it? Smash it down in the comment section below. Smash that like button. Click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.